radio station. We know what radio station, don't we? We don't have to tell you. We're cool. Hey, listen, I mean, can you believe this? We have so much to be grateful for and thankful to God for, do we not? Oh, my. Do you feel as energized and happy as I feel right now? This is, you know what? This is going to be a June that blows for Democrats and Obama. Am I right? This is, and I can say blows because Obama, did you hear this? Oh my goodness. For those of you that didn't hear, this is like so disgusting. If there are children here, cover their ears because the president was speaking and we don't want them to be offended. Okay, there he goes. He's covering his ears.
They know what offended.
Okay. Now listen, it was a double entendre, but he said it wasn't at all. He was thanking his friend Ellen DeGeneres at the LGBT, Leadership Council in Beverly Hills, and he said this. He said, I want to thank my wonderful friend Ellen DeGeneres, who accepts a little bit of teasing about Michelle beating her in push-ups. Keep those ears covered for the children because the president is speaking. But I think she claims Michelle didn't go all the way down. That is from our president of the most glorious land in the world. That is from our president, and he said it about his wife. Unbelievable. Am I right? So when I say that they're going to have a June that blows, I can say that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But they are. It's bad already. Look what just happened in Wisconsin. Was that fabulous? I truly believe that God is just saying, you know what, I'm still here. I'm still here, and I think we need to keep going to Him. We really do, don't we? We've only got a couple more months to do this, and we can do it. We absolutely can. I'm so glad to see all of you here this evening. I love, you know, I was with these people, I don't even think it was a month ago. Not even that long ago. And I met a lot of them for the very first time. These people are the salt of the earth, just like you and I. They really are. And I can say that because, you know what, we love our country so much. And we are dedicated to protecting and preserving our Constitution and the freedoms that we have enjoyed for so long in this country. I'd like to first introduce to you the chairman of Our Country Deserves Better PAC, and boy, it really does, doesn't it? His name, please welcome, Howard Kalugian.
Hello, Pittsburgh. You may never have heard of Our Country Deserves Better PAC, but we sponsor the Tea Party Express. I was a co-founder of the Tea Party Express along with Sal Russo, and I take vacation time in order to come ride these buses because I actually have a real job, and it's not doing the radio for the Tea Party Express Hour, but that's every Monday evening. You can tune in by going to teapartyexpress.org. But my real day job is with a place called Hillsdale College. Have you ever heard of America's School? You bet. It's a great place, but they allow us to have civic involvement, don't you know? And Wisconsin was a great victory. It proves the Tea Party is alive. The Tea Party is strong. The Tea Party is growing. Kind of reminds me of when Scott Brown won that Massachusetts Senate race, and they thought the Kennedys owned it, but no, the people own these seats. The Tea Party movement actually won over 700 legislators, 6 governors, and a majority of 23 different state houses went over to the Republican side because of the Tea Party in 2010. You know, they won't say it out loud, but even the establishment knows that the Tea Party did that in 2010, and that pales in comparison to what's coming this fall. This fall is victory for freedom, because this fall we are going to start right here in Pennsylvania by defeating Bob Casey and Barack Obama. You know, in Wisconsin, we beat back the unions. They supported all of the recall efforts, but Governor Walker inherited $3.6 billion worth of a deficit, and he turned it around to a $154 million surplus, and he did it without raising taxes. He, in fact, lowered the property taxes in Pennsylvania. Now, the union said everything was gonna go bad, but this, what'd I say? Oh, we've been on the bus a long time, folks. That was Wisconsin, that's right. I'm glad you're listening. But the sky didn't fall in Wisconsin. The state is better off, the cities are better off, the school districts are more solvent, even the teachers benefited from the items that their union opposed because they didn't get laid off. So now Obama has to defend Wisconsin, a state that he won by 14 points last time and 400,000 votes. But we're here to turn Pennsylvania into a battleground state, just like we turned Wisconsin into a battleground state, because without Pennsylvania, President Obama cannot be reelected. And as for Bob Casey, well, he's shown... You have not seen him? Is he like Dick Lugar, who doesn't live in his state? You know?
What's he look like?
Well, he has shown over and over again that he votes for expansive and intrusive government and against economic freedom. He voted for the $800 billion corporate welfare boondoggle known as TARP. He voted for Obama's wasteful stimulus that was supposed to keep unemployment down below 8%. It's been above that for about 40 months now. And he voted for the auto bailout. He's just Obama's lackey. And without Bob Casey, we never would have had Obamacare. He fought hard for Obamacare and gave us that unconstitutionalized, socialized medicine scheme. He deserves to go for that alone. For that alone, you can kick him out of the U.S. Senate. You know, the vote in Wisconsin, though, was important to the country because states from California to Connecticut have this problem of spending more money than they actually take in. And by the way, so does Obama's government. He spends way too much money. But Wisconsin was important because it shows that structural budgetary reforms can be enacted, and American voters are smart enough to accept it. We're not going to spend like the socialist European way of Greece, Spain, Italy, and Portugal. And by the way, Obama has trouble everywhere in this country. You're not hearing about it. He's got trouble beyond just Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. It's his own party in his own primaries that he's had trouble. Have you ever heard of a person by the name of John Wolfe? John Wolfe is a lawyer from Tennessee. Now imagine having a name like Wolfe and you become a lawyer. Well, he's running for president as a Democrat. In Arkansas, he actually carried nearly half of the state's counties. In Kentucky, he won 40% of the vote. In West Virginia, 41% voted for a convicted felon who's actually doing time in the pokey. 20% of North Carolina Democrats voted for uncommitted. In New Hampshire, 1 out of every 10 Democrats in the Democrat closed primary actually wrote in somebody else's name other than President Obama. Obama's having trouble because his policies are failures and his record can't be defended. They say Obama is personally popular, so maybe he can win on his charm alone. Well, what they normally don't tell you is this. Out of the voters who say that they like Obama personally, but disapprove of his policies, only 6% of that group plan to actually vote for him. 68% say, no way, and another 20% say, we're going to think about voting for somebody else or maybe not vote at all. This is not just another presidential election, ladies and gentlemen. We're voting on what America will be. The conflict of this election is between two visions. On the left is Occupy America, redistributing your wealth, and with riots and lawlessness. On the right is the Tea Party America that you will see on display here on this stage today. You can engage in this fight and win by competing with that Chicago machine by reading this book, What Can One Man Do? It's available right over here. It'll show you how to develop your own machine like they have in Chicago. It'll show you how you can have this community machine to compete and win every time. This Tea Party Get Out the Vote plan ensures that every conservative vote is cast and counted. Together, we will restore America's luster as that shining city upon a hill. And yes, we'll even leave a better America to our children and our grandchildren if we preserve freedom this election cycle. That's what it's all about. America deserves better than Barack Obama. America deserves better than Bob Casey. God bless the United States.
love meeting you guys. I really do. It's so good to see all of you here. When's the last time? Is this one of your first tea parties? Just put your hand up. Wow. Wow. Well, welcome. Indeed. Wow. That speaks volumes. The next guest is someone I just met about a month ago, and you probably heard her on the radio show. A really great woman who's dedicated so much time to this effort. And she's the one, you know, these people, really, the people that you see here today, they were in Wisconsin. Did you know that? Did you hear me talk about that on the radio? They were in Wisconsin, and you know as well as I that it was the Tea Party movement. It was people like you who decided to get involved and help in every possible way. And that's why we saw what we saw in Wisconsin. It was amazing, and it's because of you. And it's also because of this next young woman. Her name is Amy Kremer. She is the chair of the Tea Party Express. Please welcome her.
God bless you, ladies.
Thank you, Rose. God bless you. You guys, thanks for coming out. It's starting to rain, so put your umbrellas up, hold your signs over your head. They tax us in the rain, so we'll have a rally in the rain. I am so blessed to be here back in Pennsylvania. We were here several weeks ago. Honestly, I can't remember when, but we've come from Wisconsin. We started there last Thursday. Yesterday, we crossed 4 states: Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan, and the whole way it was thumbs up because the Tea Party movement is saving America. You know, I'm honored to stand up here with Rose because she is a fantastic conservative woman that has a loud voice and stands on principle and conviction. Yeah. And we have a common friend, Sean Hannity. You may know Sean Hannity. Yeah. Sean Hannity is a good friend of mine and a good friend of Rose's, and Sean is a good friend of this movement. He was at the very first Tea Party in Atlanta that we had back in April 15, 2009, the first tax day Tea Party. I really, truly am no one special. I didn't know Sean Hannity before that time. I'm a former flight attendant and a mom who is concerned about my country and sick and tired of screaming at my TV and radio, and I decided to get off my couch and do something about it. And I came together with millions of other Americans all across the country to stand for what is right. Because we elect these politicians to go and represent we the people. And instead of representing we the people and what's in our best interest and what we want, they go to Washington, and it's very seductive, and they become caught up in the DC cocktail circuit, and all they want to focus on is remaining in power. You guys had one of the infamous ones here, right here in Pennsylvania, Arlen Specter. Right. And you know what happened? When Arlen Specter realized he was in trouble with the Republican Party, he switched to the Democratic Party. And then the skies opened up.
Hey, can you grab this stand?
Thank you, dear.
1, 2, 3.
You want to maybe catch the corner?
Sorry.
Hold on, you guys. You don't have an umbrella. You can scoot under the covering.
It'll be gone in a minute. It's already gone. Yeah, lightening up. There it is.
It's not gonna last long. It's not gonna last long.
I'm gonna grab my stuff. Be right back.
Oh. Oh my God. You're on our side.
Sorry, you guys, we don't have control over the weather, as you know. Okay, so Arlen Specter, the lesson with Arlen Specter was that when he found out he was in trouble with the Republican Party, he switched to the Democratic Party. And he was defeated in the primary in the Democratic Party. And what that showed was that all Americans, regardless of party, want principled politicians.
Come over here and speak.
I should come over there. I'm going to walk over here to get off that stage.
You can join us. While under here.
I'm here, Amy. Take it back.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Anyhow, we learned.
Turn the speakers sideways. Sure. Sorry.
We learned that all Americans want principled politicians. That's the bottom line. And you know, we hire these people, we can fire them. And after 2010, you know, we had sweeping victories all across the country in 2010, not only on a federal level, but on a state level and local level. And then we stopped having big rallies, and the media's wanted to write the narrative that the Tea Party movement is dead. Well, I've been telling them for a long time, we're not dead, we're not going anywhere. Don't judge us by the number of people that turn out at our rallies. Judge us by what happens on Election Day. And we saw in Indiana when Senator Dick Lugar was defeated in his primary a couple of weeks ago. We saw it again in Texas when Ted Cruz, a great constitutional conservative, went on to hold David Dewhurst to below 50%. David Dewhurst, the lieutenant governor that has more money than God and has name recognition all across that state, he is now in a runoff with Ted Cruz. And we took that momentum and we went to Wisconsin. And you know what happened there. The Tea Party movement proved that we are alive and well, and we are not backing down. Wisconsin is the first step towards November. And let me tell you something. You know, I was on CNN yesterday, and all they wanted to focus on were the exit polls, where the exit polls showed that President Obama is still 7 points up above Mitt Romney. Well, you know what? That's down from the 14 points that he won by in 2008. And now that Wisconsin has defeated that recall, Governor Walker and Lieutenant Governor Clayfish, now we can focus on national politics and focus on November. And once we start educating the people on the issues of what this administration has done to this country, Wisconsin will go for the Republican nominee in November. And we will make President Obama a one-term president. But aside from the presidency, we have to fire Harry Reid as the majority leader in the United States Senate. We have to take that gavel out of his hand. There's no one in Washington that's causing more gridlock, and he's on the Senate floor today talking about how the Republicans are holding everything up in Washington. I call BS on Harry Reid. The American people are smarter than that, and we know what's going on. Time and time again, pieces of legislation have been sent from the House to the United States Senate, and Harry Reid thinks he knows what's best for all of us, and he tables it. He doesn't bring it to the floor for debate or an up or down vote. Well, you guys, the only way we're going to change that is by sending more fiscal conservatives to the United States Senate to stand with Senator Jim DeMint and Mike Lee and It's not going to happen overnight. I'm glad that all of you are here, and I'm really encouraged by the number of you that raised your hand that this is the first time at a Tea Party. We're not radical. There's nothing radical about the Constitution of the United States. There's nothing radical about the Bill of Rights. It's we the people, and if not now, then when? And if not us, then who? It is up to us to save this country for our children, our grandchildren, and all future generations. And I believe in all of you, and I'm honored and proud to stand with all of you shoulder to shoulder. But we've got a lot of work to do between now and November, and we need to get busy. So I encourage you all to reach out to everyone you know and just ask them questions. Start with, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Because there's not many people that can say yes. The bottom line is, Washington's not the answer. Washington's a problem. They need to get out of the way, put the power back in the hands of the people and back in the states where it belongs. It's all about the 10th Amendment. Now we have a great lineup here. I don't know who else is going to come out, but Rose is here. I think we have a couple of surprises maybe later on, and I thank you all, because together we're making a difference. God bless you all, and we're going to fire Bob Casey.
Thank you, Amy. You know, Amy was talking about being on CNN yesterday, and they just wanted to talk about the exit polls and how well Obama was doing. Do you remember CNN talking about the exit polls on the day of election for Wisconsin? It's a close race. The exit polls are telling us that. Well, we know how wrong that can be, right? Additionally, I want to point out that today some of the headline news included some information on how poorly Obama is doing in fundraising and how well Romney is doing. So that's good news. Here's another man that, wow, he's